You also had the opportunity to team up with Martina Fantini
Mhm.
and how she's been getting confident, especially as a freshman and rebounding.
Mhm.
What have you seen from her in the last 2 games?
She's been playing really well. She's been going to the basket a lot. I like that. And getting good rebounds when we really need it. And, I just love Martina.
Another.
What do you guys as players hope to get out of this week? This weekend, I should say, these Thanksgiving games.
Just, coming together to really play our game, play a lot harder for Coach Molly. And, really get our rhythm for the next couple games that are coming up.
10:30 is unusual start time,
Mhm.
and you guys kind of looked it a little bit in the first 5
Yeah.
minutes. Was there anything that was said at that media timeout that kind of got you guys going there?
Playing at 10:30 isn't easy. It was my first time, in college. But Molly just told us to play harder, and play harder, play harder, play harder. And that's what we try to do.
Throughout the past 2 games, you have gained more confidence and especially getting to learn from Molly Miller so far. Not to mention that you have started early in the season for last year, Poa, who was injured. Now she is back in the lineup. What have you learned from the coaching staff and especially last year's guidance as well?
They just want me to be confident in my shot, shoot the ball, and, keep my dribble. Just the little things that have really helped me this past couple months. And, they've had my back so far, all the time.
Another good defensive performance tonight. You guys forced, I think it was 23 turnovers tonight. What was the message today on that side of the ball?
Shrink the court, because they had a lot of drivers, so we just wanted to shrink the court. And keep our man in front of us. We did that a lot in practice. So, yeah.
When Molly recruited you to go to GCU, and then the switch happened, what was your thinking in terms of like, you definitely want to play for her, or how did you have to make your decision on coming over here?
My head was spinning. It was a really tough time for me, but then, I got some calls, and she ultimately wanted me to come here with her, and I was so grateful for the opportunity, and as soon as she asked me, I was in. So
Anything else? Thanks.
cool. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, Molly, it's good to see you. It's Aya Abdi for Devils in Detail. Another good win today. What have you seen from Amaya Williams as she led the team in minutes during the game today, and especially in scoring with 18 points?
I mean, I'm so proud of her. She's looking like a true point guard out there. What's great about her is her tempo. She doesn't have to go a million miles per hour all the time when we talk about pace. She understands stop and go, and she's really good about setting her teammates up and being steady. She doesn't get too sped up, which for a freshman, that's really impressive.
She said that at the first media timeout, you basically just told them to play harder. Do you think the 10:30 thing was a little bit difficult, or?
Yeah, I'm not going to make any excuses for why we didn't come out and play hard. I don't care who we're playing, what time it is. If you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, when you come here, there's a mentality. And what I want to compliment our bench on, specifically Amaya and Deb, I thought they came off the bench and gave us that shot in the arm that we needed, that spark, that energy, that brand that I want to see consistently through 40 minutes. And that's our struggle right now. It'll peek its head every once in a while where 5 players are playing their tail off every minute that they're out there, and then we'll regress from that. So that's on me to get us to play consistently hard for 40 minutes. And my definition of hard is a little bit different than everyone else's. So to understand what that looks like and the brand of basketball, that's just going to take some more practice reps and some more game reps as we move on.
Coach, a lot of times when we see this team is passing up a good shot, maybe to try to get somebody else a shot. Would you rather see some of those maybe earlier triggers pulled, or are you happy with the way they're moving along?
No, that's twofold. I always say pass it before you turn it over, or shoot it before you turn it over. But we have preached the team, pass up a good shot to get a great shot. But what our team is learning right now, and I've said this, opponents, you need to KYP, know your personnel. We need to do that with our own team. If I've got a kick out 3 and someone's shooting 42% beside me and I'm shooting 30% from 3, I need to give that one up. Or if someone's shooting lower than me, I need to shoot it. So just knowing our personnel and trying to understand where the puzzle pieces fit together and match, it's going to take a little bit of time, but setting our teammates up in the best position. But then you got to feed the hot hand. I mean, we kept on running that high on ball screen for Amaya because that 15-footer was golden. They went under, and she got some depth in that horn screen, and she was able to have that sweet pull-up go in. And I'm really, again, I'm grinning ear to ear because I'm so happy for her. When I was recruiting her at GC, I'm like, oh my goodness, we got a steal. She deserves to be playing at this level.
Coach, you held Little Rock to 14 at the half, and I know you've mentioned before that you like single-digit scoring from the other teams. What went right defensively? There was 21 turnovers that you forced as well. So just walking through the defensive side of the ball.
Playing hard, every possession, making entries difficult. When they dribble penetrate, they should have nowhere to go. We've called it nowhere to go November. So if there's dribble penetration, they should run into a wall. There should be 3 white jerseys there, spraying out in rotations. But it's just that extra effort. And then we've got to finish it with a rebound. I mean, there was one possession there, I about lost it with 4 offensive rebounds. That can never happen for our team. Someone's got to get in there, grab it, make sure they're ripping that ball down. And that's just an instinctual thing, but it's also the brand that hopefully they're getting, that we're developing habits. And that's going to become the norm as we continue to practice and play that way.
Coach Bill McCullough, 602 Sports Talk. Was it your initial game plan to go into the paint for those high percentage shots? Obviously, you didn't need the 3-pointers tonight or the outside jumpers, but you kept pumping it into the paint and it came out successful.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, our points in the paint were 34 to their 16. Obviously, we've seen Elle and McKenna Brackens have some success early. So again, you want to feed that. And then it opens up a lot for our guards because on the pick and roll, they're so worried about the roller that we got those pull-ups or we got those draw kicks. But if you can establish an inside presence, which has been our focus the past 2 games, then everything else opens up.
What have you seen from Martina Fantini today, and especially with the rise of the freshman class, from Amaya's passing and especially scoring to Martina's rebounding and improvement every game?
Yeah, you can see it from Martina, right? She's just like right there, and it's just one little misstep or one little strength issue, and she's I know she beats herself up because she's kind of perfectionist and she wants that instant gratification now, but her ceiling is so high. She's got to be patient. We're seeing Amaya get on the other side of that freshman transition right now, and Martina's kind of working her way through it. But again, valuable minutes. Martina had double-digit minutes, and obviously Amaya led us in minutes. So just great experience for our freshmen all around.
Coach, would you see, and you mentioned it both at the halftime and the postgame interview on 4 on your bench today. Obviously, towards the end, you're able to get some young players on the bench, some minutes. That was a lot of fun. Just walk me through, what the bench meant today.
Yeah, I mean, 28 points off the bench compared to their 11. That was something I challenged our bench because we didn't have a lot of bench points coming off the UNLV game. So I said, when we sub, we shouldn't go down or stay the same. We should actually get a burst because your energy, you're fresh, make offense happen from your defense by getting in passing lanes, and we saw Deb do that a couple times. So I think that confidence will help, that we should actually increase our intensity, increase our pace when we do sub. And I hope teams are like, oh, here comes the second string, and then like, oh, dang, here comes the second string, they're fresh. So I think it's really helpful when our bench gets involved early.
Hey, Coach, how cool was it to see Coach Dillingham come in with the biggest game of the year on his shoulders and he makes an appearance?
I mean, I've said it from day one. Probably the biggest thing when I first walked on campus was the welcome and the embrace from every single head coach. And also, only head coaches know what head coaches go through. So to see that, I heard a roar from the crowd. I'm like, what's going on? We didn't do anything. It's a dead ball. And I look up and Kenny's waving. I'm like, this is what it's all about. The support for one another across the board. And I'm going out the tunnel and Greg Powers is like, Coach, and gives me a fist bump. And he plays today too. So here's Coach Powers and Coach Dillingham at an early morning 10:30 game, and they've got to prepare for their own. So I'm going to head to hockey. I'll be at football. I'm really excited to support them, but just grateful for the support all around.
And what's the message do you have for those who are planning to attend the Arizona State women's basketball game for the future? From Marley Washington's game winner to now having the best start of the season as well.
I do think it's an exciting brand to watch. We're getting after it, and again, we're surface level of what I want to see in terms of the defensive effort and the offensive flow, but you do not want to peak on November 28th, whatever it is, 27th, what is today? You lose track when you play 3 games in 1 week. But it's exciting because they're going to will themselves to play hard, and it's not going to look pretty all the time, and there's going to be some ugly wins, which we've had, but there's going to be effort there. And you look at someone like Marley, who's our engine. I think she's our motor. She starts us. She's savvy. She's our heartbeat. Gabby was under the weather today, but she's reliable. And then you've got people coming off the bench like Amaya, and her game is growing. So the best basketball, I really believe, is ahead of us.
Coach, are you at all worried about the inconsistent three-point shooting when the competition eventually does, get a little better?
Yeah, I mean, I look at our players, and Gabby can hit a three, Marley can hit a three, Amaya can hit a three. Obviously, Mick's a little off right now, but that kid's in the gym all the time, and she's probably shooting in practice 46% from three. So their work it'll come to, and maybe it's a little bit of nerves, being uptight, but I have confidence that that's going to show itself, and it has in some games. I mean, Santa Clara, we went 50% from three, so it's going to be in the beginning a little hit and miss, but our wings out there, I have confidence that they can shoot it, and they've put in their work. Their work will show up.
You mentioned Davenport, and it doesn't necessarily show up in the box score, but those were pretty impactful minutes, and maybe, I don't know what you would think, maybe the best she's played so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I told her, I gave her the start, actually, because I said, I'm not going to coach effort, and so Amaya, you're starting, and Deb, you're starting, because we were better when you were in the game because of that defensive intensity. So I think you've got to reward what you're preaching. And if you're going to preach effort and hard work, and they go out there and do it, and that's a carrot, then you should reward that. And Deb was the beneficiary of that today. But again, it can be anyone at any given time. That's the beauty of this team, is we haven't locked into like a 7 or 8 rotation. Like, if you play hard and you contribute and you go out there and play your tail off, you've got a chance to be on the court. So I think that's appealing for the brand. I think that's why players come here and want to play. I think it's great for recruiting because you're going to get an opportunity right away, and we can see that with Amaya. Here she is, a freshman, playing the most minutes tonight.
Everybody good? Thanks, gang. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.